Oh yeah, what up y'all? Tight shirt Terry Warfield back in the building, and today I would say the shirt is moderately tight. I hope you're having a good day so far. If this is your first time here, yo, a big fat welcome to you. And if you're part of the fam, you're part of the squad, you came back, drop a hashtag fam down in the comments so that I know you came back. Today we are talking about the Tamron 17-70 f2.8 A B C D E F. No, I'm joking, it's not that many letters, but Tamron 17-70 f2.8 for crop sensor Sony cameras. This is a APS-C lens. Now, a few things. First of all, I gotta give a shout out to my man Breon Elson. I did a little community tab thing where I say, yo, go to my Instagram, yo, and drop a hashtag fam on anything on the page, and I might pick somebody to do a random shout out. And guess what? I was gonna scroll through everybody, but Breon was right at the top when I started this video. So big shout out to Breon. Yo, it looks like Breon is a Sony fanatic. He has Sony cameras and all that stuff, and has a YouTube channel. So go hit his page up on Instagram and YouTube. Tell him Terry Warfield sent you. Now let's get back on track. Tamron sent me this lens to test out about 2 months ago. So no, I did not pay for it. However, this is not a sponsor review. They did not tell me I needed to make any content. I'm under no obligation whatsoever. So these are my thoughts, player. And at $799, it is not a cheap lens. However, I do think it's worth it. We'll talk about that in 1 second. But the first thing I want to talk about is who is this lens designed for? So if you have a Sony a6000, a 6100, a 6300, 6400, this lens is perfect for you. First of all, it covers a really good range, 17-70 on APS-C. The equivalent is like 25.5 to 105. That's a super useful focal range. And also, the lens is f2.8 all the way throughout the focal range, and also it has vibration compensation, and also it gives you like this macro like capability where you can literally get like that close at 17 millimeters and it will still autofocus and take the picture, which is just crazy to me. So y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Let's get into it. All right, build quality. So let me just put the dimensions on the screen and all of that stuff, all of the specs for y'all spec heads. I know y'all specs love the numbers, so here we go. Are you finished? Are you done? Okay, so this looks just like all of Tamron's other zoom lenses. Plastic barrel, 67mm filter thread. You do get a plastic pedal type lens hood. If I can get this freaking thing back on. Same thing as all Tamron's other zoom lenses. The rings are reversed. I'm not a fan, I'm just gonna be honest, of the focus ring on this lens because it's loose and I don't like them loose. I really wish there was more dampening in the focus ring. The zoom ring, however, is nice, and as you see, the barrel does extend while turning it. There are no switches or buttons on the lens, and also it does have weather sealing. Now, before we move forward, if you like this video so far, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. I will really appreciate it, and also subscribe to this video if you have not done so. Hey, you might as well just go ahead and join the fam. Hit the notification bell too. Now let's talk about autofocus real quick. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here. Typically, the way I am is if I can point the camera at something and take a picture and I don't have any autofocus problems, then boom, we in there like swimwear. The Tamron 17-70 does not have Tamron's newest autofocusing system in there. However, it still works. I had just about no problems using this lens for autofocus. I think it's a little slow if your subject is coming like towards you, but it's not a big deal. Most people who buy this lens, who are people that are looking for like a travel lens or content creators like me, it's more than adequate. You're not gonna have any autofocus problems. It's nice and silent. Moving on to image quality. Now, fair disclaimer, I'm not one of those content creators who sits on my computer, there's my dog, sorry about that, who sits on my computer, pulls up an image, crops into the upper right hand corner and looks for like pixels that are out of focus, okay? I'm not that guy. I only do stuff like that for science, for these videos, but in real life, I'm not that pixel peeping snob like a lot of people are. So the way I test lenses, as long as they're sharp, the autofocus areas look okay, and I don't have to correct a whole lot of stuff in post, to me, I consider that a win. Now, I'm also not shooting super high resolution cameras, and for my photography, I'm only doing like, you know, some client work and mostly like social networks and stuff like that. So the Tamron 17-70, yo, it is plenty sharp from f2.8, from center all the way out to the edge of the frame, f2.8, even stopping down to like f4 or f5.6. It don't get a whole lot sharper. The sharpness is not the problem here. The lens does, however, have some other issues. So let's talk about those. Number one, at 17mm, there is a noticeable amount of vignetting. And even though you can, easily remove that in post, it is there, man. The vignetting is there. Also, once you punch into like 35 and you're going all the way through 105, there's some noticeable pincushion distortion. Again, you can remove that. And also, this lens is prone to some flaring. So if you're shooting into some backlit situations or some sunny days, if you don't have this bad boy on here right here, you are gonna get some flaring and ghosting. Now, again, for me, those things are not a big deal. For most people, they're not gonna be a big deal. But if you're one of those people who you're getting a lens and you're sitting there focusing on every single pixel and every single imperfection, you may not be happy with this. But most people will be absolutely happy with this because the image quality is fantastic. You get f2.8 all the way throughout the zoom range, and any imperfections it does have, you can easily fix them in post. As far as bokeh goes, it's not the smoothest out there. Like, I wouldn't be using this, if I wanted to pick a lens to go take portraits with, but it works. Like, it's not ugly, but it's not the best looking. It works as an all-around optical package for 799 bucks. I think the lens is plenty sharp and adequate for most people. Now, before we move on to the vlog test, if you are still here watching this video, let me know in the comments what you think so far about the Tamron 17-70. Is it a cop? Is it a not cop? Are you thinking about it? Did you already buy one? Let me know below in the comments. Now, let's move on to the vlog test. For the vlog test, me and my dude, Icons RC, went out and it was like 20 degrees outside, like almost a foot of snow on the ground, but we went out there anyways. So I'm gonna cut to that, and here we go. All right, y'all, let's do this vlog test. Right now, I am out here in the elements. As y'all see, it is snow everywhere and it is freaking cold. I got my dude with me. Hold on, let me flip this camera around so y'all can talk to him.
Icons RC, check the channel out. If you into high power RC cars, make sure you check out that channel.
Hey, you heard what he said. No, seriously, if y'all want to check out, like, his channel was dope, man. He does like these fast cars that jump off of like skyscrapers and all this type of crazy stuff. Make sure y'all hit my man up. But right now, we are vlogging with the Tamron 17-70 on a Sony a6400. Let me make sure this is at 17mm. All right, so we have 17mm. Remember, because we are using an APS-C camera, this is about a 25.5mm equivalent. So for you, is this wide enough? I'm holding it at arm's length by the lens itself. Now, I could, I guess, hold it a little bit further back, but I don't really like doing that, man, because if somebody come along and smack the camera, it's gonna fall out of my hand. So this is about, sorry the camera is shaky, this is about where I would hold it. For me, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm usually at like 24mm anyways. I know some of y'all usually prefer the wider vlog look, but I think this is doable, especially from an all-in-one lens and f2.8. The 25.5mm, which that's the equivalent of 17mm, that's up to you if you think that's wide enough or not. Some people may like it, some people may want something wider. But one thing I do want to talk about is the vibration compensation. Now, this is a big deal because this is the only lens in this price range with this focal range with a constant f2.8 aperture that has weather sealing and a macro light capability with some type of stabilization. So I did do some stabilization tests for y'all. I'm gonna put them on the screen as I talk. As you will notice, the vibration compensation is not going to do what you think it's going to do. A lot of people will pick up this lens, slap it on an A6000 and think that they're going to get gimbal type footage, which you're not going to get that. The vibration compensation in the Tamron 17-70 will help you in two ways. Number one, it will smooth out micro jitters. So for example, if you're vlogging, holding the camera, it'll make it a tad less shaky. But where it really comes in for benefit is if you're doing photography, especially at longer focal lengths. So if you get into one of those situations where you want to shoot something at 70mm, you're gonna need that extra little bit of compensation because at 70mm or 105 equivalent, every single little movement you make is amplified, and the stabilization in the lens will help that. So in those situations where either you're shooting at a longer focal length or in those situations where it's getting dark and you need to slow down your shutter speed, obviously that will introduce more camera shake, and this will help compensate for some of that. So again, even though I did the test for y'all to kind of show you how it doesn't really work well if you're doing like walking test or running test or anything like that, especially like longer focal lengths. At 50 millimeters, there was a ton of like wobble. It was like doing the Harlem Shake as the stabilization in the lens tried to compensate. It doesn't do a good job. It is for those micro jitters, and if you're shooting handheld or you're doing photography, you need to slow down your shutter speed. I will much rather have a lens with stabilization built into it than none at all. You still want to get a gimbal out or something like that if you need those ultra smooth shots. Now, what about the people who own like a 6600 or a 6500 that already have stabilization built into the camera? This will help. It's not gonna like totally change the game, but any extra stabilization on top of what you already have is good. The last thing I want to talk about is the quote-unquote macro mode that you get with this lens. This is a very unique feature, and I'm bringing it up again because I really think that it's a special feature about this lens. If you're at 17 millimeters, you can literally get like that freaking close and take a picture, which gives you some very, very interesting opportunities with a lens that's not really a macro lens. All right, so now that we talked about all of that stuff, what about the competition, right? You got the Sony 16-55 f2.8, which is a little bit wider. You lose some distance on the telephoto end. However, it is a better image. The distortions and all of that stuff are better well controlled. It's got Sony's own autofocusing system in there. Then you got the Sony Zeiss 16-70 f4, which you might as well just skip that lens. Sony also makes a 18-135 f3.5 to 6.3, which will skip that lens too, because we want our constant aperture. Tamron really saw with this lens, like, yo, there's a pocket in Sony's lineup and we need to fill it. We need to fill it with a 17-70 constant aperture f2.8 lens that's sharp enough, even though it's not perfect, that offers vibration control, that offers weather sealing, that offers some type of macro capability, all in a package small enough to mount on a 6000 series camera for $799 freaking dollars. The thing is what other lens are you gonna pick that gives you all of that for $800? You cannot find another lens on Sony's E-mount system that is a crop sensor lens that gives you all of that for $799. So for me, this is a easy recommendation for people who have Sony a6000 series cameras. The only thing I think you need to think about is your upgrade path. If you think in the future you might upgrade to full frame, then you may want to consider getting a full frame lens instead. It might cost you a little bit more, but if you're comfortable with sticking with crop sensor APS-C, hey, this lens is the way to go. As always, there will be links in the description if you want to cop one of these. I'm really curious about what y'all think about the Tamron 17-70. Let me know down in the comments, and I think I'm done talking because I'm losing my voice. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm about to go give me some water before I croak over here. I really appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Terry Warfield. Peace.